Hi, this is Slimedog.
And Topo.
And today we're playing The Witcher Wild Hunt, well, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt on PS4.
This is the complete edition, thus the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine.
All the DLC, super cheap, ton of content. Oh my god, can't recommend it enough. We got sucked into this because of the Netflix show
series that we were watching. We watched that, plowed through it in like a day, practically.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, we kind of marathoned it and we got really sucked in, and it was afterwards it was sort of a matter of, oh, well, there's a game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had both games. We had the two games available for systems. The first one came out on PC, but after some research, we figured out that 3 was the one we wanted to go ahead and start with.
Right. Witcher 2 is available on 360 if you're a console fan.
And all 3 are PC original.
Yeah, you can get them all on Steam.
Which brings to part of what I think. Today we're going to cover some of the glitches and awesomeness of the game. What glitches and tips?
Tips and glitches? Let's go with that. Yeah, because honestly, Witcher's been done to death in a million different, so it's everyone's familiar with it by now, I'm sure. If you're not, there's better kind of introductory videos out there. But we thought we'd share kind of some of the weird glitches we've run into and how to fix them or get around them.
Well, and apparently, and the reason we're mentioning is we're not the only ones. And I don't know if it's console exclusive. Did you figure that out?
Doesn't seem to be.
So, one of the things we found was this one.
Yes, we start out
random
in this town, and
there's a merchant.
Well, here, let me go to the map to show where we are.
Okay, right.
In the town of Blackbow, there's on the map here. It shows 2 shopkeepers, but only one of them actually shows up.
This one.
So this shopkeeper that's on the mark here by this wagon, I'm guessing he's supposed to stand by the wagon or something, is just MIA. There's no one here.
We've never seen anyone, I don't think, at all.
I don't think, and we haven't really lost anyone or had any NPCs killed, so I don't think it's an issue of, even if we did, they shouldn't be on the map. So this guy is a regular merchant. He's the other guy next to him, and he works fine, usually, right?
I think so. I do like his, or just perusing.
God, must play Gwent. I am
Stop with
so...
the leave. Would you, what are
I just want to make sure this worked, remember?
This isn't the guy that has an issue. I don't know why he's here, because this isn't the one we're trying to show you. We're trying to show you the blacksmith, which...
The blacksmith, in this town.
Is the blacksmith in the area, the only one.
First one you're likely to run into for a very, very long time. And blacksmith and armorers...
he does have a...
Well, no.
No, he does.
Yeah, this time you can...
So, there are... This is not just us. Others have found that you can come up to this guy, and he just has no talk bubble. You cannot interact with him.
Yeah, it'll say blacksmith,
and he's like
but...
the only blacksmith until you hit the town, the big city. He's the only blacksmith available, so you're like,
And blacksmiths, and armorers both are very useful because you can use them to craft the stuff you've picked up into actually weapons if you found the patterns. And the weapons that you can get are a lot cheaper and better quality through the blacksmith and the armor than typically what you'd be able to buy straight off from the shops. So you should take advantage of it.
You can show the... part of what we like about this also... Are you going to talk to him or no?
Well, I just talked to him.
Oh, well, you didn't do anything. Yeah?
Okay.
So you can, regardless of what you do here, you can actually flip back and forth between both of those options from this menu.
Right. You can go...
Which is nice.
From the shop to buy materials and supplies and whatever.
Dismantle, craft.
Just right back over to the crafting menu.
Repair. Oh, you should repair your stuff, by the way.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Okay.
And then there's remove upgrade, which will take those out, but destroys the upgrade, but keeps your armor.
Yes.
As opposed to the next one, which dismantles the item.
Which takes apart the item, but leaves you the upgrade.
Right, but you get to keep your what are those?
The sigils, the stones. The runestones, yeah.
So
basically, whichever one you do depends on which part of the equation you want to keep. If you if you're still using the sword and you just want to put different runestones in it, then do the remove upgrade.
There we go. That would it will destroy those runestones, but you'll keep your sword.
Yes.
Which is important for something like the Griffin gear that we have there. You don't want to destroy that likely.
Right. It's Witcher gear, whatever. So, if you go to dismantle, the same sword will...
I'm not seeing it, is what I'm saying.
Oh, because he's an armorer, I think.
I guess he can't do it. Well...
No, I guess he can't just... Oh, we've got high level stuff. He's not high enough level.
Right.
The other thing is you have to find, like,
master craftsmen
master-crafted...
and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. So that's this guy. That's some of the...
And here's... Okay, if you come across this guy and he doesn't let you talk to him, like if it just has... Oh, shit.
No, he's just there.
Yeah, he's just there.
He's just standing there. He has no X, no talk bubble. He just stands there and beats on his anvil.
And the only kind of like... And well, sometimes he'll comment on you, he'll say like, go away or something like that, but he doesn't actually... You can't actually click on him and do something. If you end up with that for the blacksmith, you should meditate. Just go to... Whoop.
There's two. You can do meditate, and you can save it and reload your game.
Yeah, that will also work.
That, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had both of those work, so...
But if you meditate for any length of time...
Oh my gosh, he's gone.
We've broken him. Oh god.
What?
You give him a sec, maybe he'll zone in.
Well, this is a perfect example of what happens. Now, which is weird, because it's an older game.
Well, and compared to... like, and the more you play, the more glitchy it gets, which isn't completely uncommon with open world RPGs.
It's huge.
I'm looking at you, Elder Scrolls.
Can you... Whatever.
What?
I thought maybe... You should enhance your gear anyway.
That's an axe. It's not gonna help me.
Isn't there an enhancer here?
It's over here.
There it is.
The other nice thing about the armor and the blacksmith is these little wheels will temporarily buff your gear.
So, okay. There's an example of what can happen. If you meditate again, come back. You should see if he comes back.
We could try it.
Go ahead. You don't have to leave to meditate.
Nope, he's back.
Oh, you just walked away? Oh, but
he's
see,
back, but the
you
thing's
can't talk
gone.
to him.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So this is what happens. I mean, you can try to...
Yeah.
Somebody's talking about eating crickets.
Okay. So if we go to...
So it's really funny. So anyway, on the menus for selecting your items, it is amazingly intuitive and helpful.
I really love the UI in this game.
And there he's fine.
Yep, now he's back.
Yeah, so, and that's what I'm wondering, if it's not because of the whole PC generation. It came over from PC, so the options like that are, are nice bonuses that sometimes on consoles we don't get.
You can tell that originally this was a PC first, because of the amount of stuff they've got mapped onto the controller, but honestly, the scheme they have for mapping is as good as they could do. Like, I don't think this could be improved. They did an amazing job with planning out the UI and the controls.
You need fast travel to Crookback Bog.
Where are we going now? Oh, Crookback Bog was the other place where we ran into some bugs here.
You gotta go to the fast travel. Don't show the map.
Oh, right.
Like, who cares? Go to the fast.
The sign.
Yeah, it's right over by the merchant that doesn't exist. And the one that does exist.
Wait, wasn't there another merchant you wanted to show off?
No, not here.
Do you want to go do him?
No, we don't need to talk to a merchant. Why are you talking to him?
I'll play Gwent.
Stop. He's just trying to get over here to play Gwent. Stop. See, hankering to play Gwent.
As long as
yes,
I'm
you
here.
are hankering. Stop. Look, there's the fast travel. Could you please?
Fine.
Ay, ay, ay. Keeping him focused has been difficult.
He wants
That's
to play
my
Gwent.
job. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we're going to go down here to the...
Crossroads? Okay.
Yeah. We can go to the... Yeah, Crossroads. So, here's the fun... This was... There's a whole quest line involving the...
Crones of Crookback Bog. It's part of the main story.
Crones of Crookback Bog. Oh, yeah. And for some reason, there's always wolves waiting for you. I don't know why, but,
Well...
Fast travel camping.
Guess so. Yeah, right?
So, there was a whole portion that had no sound. We thought that the character was communicating with us telepathically for a period, because it was like, I guess that's just how they talk.
And it turns out that was just a really common...
glitch.
Where are we going? Up here to the oak?
Well, not that guarded treasure. Well, no. So...
Do you want to go to this quest here? Why are we at Crossroads?
Because it was down in this vicinity.
If you want to go see where the plant was, the spirit.
Yeah, but we don't want to go there because I don't want to give away story stuff.
Well, the story's done, so it's not going to give away anything.
Well,
but
at any rate,
we can.
If you're doing that Orphans of Crookback area, and you'll see
downward, it's part of the main story. It'll direct you over here.
You'll come over here. You'll do it. When you do it, and you started noticing it when your hits weren't making sounds with your sword.
Yeah, we noticed, like, after a while, the sword noises in combat weren't quite sounding like they should. And when we started talking to the Crones, as well as some of the other characters in this quest line, we weren't getting the voices from them. If that happens, I guess sort of the most common,
Save
the way
the
we were
game
able
and
to fix it was just to save the game and quit to the title screen and go back in. And then when we came back in, we could hear the voices right. I really recommend you do this because it's got really cool voice acting. Yeah, sure. You can't spoil anything. We've already done the story.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, then that was my mistake for picking this location. Sorry.
That's fine.
Apologies, people.
But, yeah, so just be aware, like, if you get to the crones and they're not making noise, or some of the other forest spirit things that are around, if they're not making noise, like if you can see the subtitles but you can't actually hear the text, or if you're not using subtitles and you just don't hear anything.
Oh my gosh, right? That would have been a thing. I guess if we didn't have subtitles,
entirely.
then we would have definitely noticed sooner.
Yeah,
I guess.
Just be Geralt talking to himself. That would have been actually kind of funny. Yeah, if that's the case, then you're just going to want to save your game and quit out to the title screen and go back in and see if that helps. You can also try the meditate thing. I think the meditate trick may or may not work also. But that's what you're going to want to do.
Okay, so... And it's dark, so it's going to be hard to show... Yeah, it was basically...
Go west of here.
Here, you go.
Okay, another thing we ran into was in some areas of the bog, you can kind of fall, not through the whole map, but in water up to your waist and have a really hard time getting out of it.
Not a hard time. We actually had to... Stuff. We had to kind of previous save our way out of it. Basically, you can sink in the bog. This is all I'm saying. It is like... we stood around and spun in circles for like 5 minutes before we finally wiggled our way out. And then up north, like a totally different bog, I'm running along, like, watch out for the bog, and I get sucked right in. I'm like, dang it, I fell for the bog. Come on. You don't have to mess with those guys. So, anyway...
Be aware, like, just watch out if you see any kind of sinkholes. And this sort of mixed terrain stuff like this is really where you're going to happen.
This is where it is. Where you're kind of like walking along and then like you sink to...
Like kind of like this. Not this exactly. But yeah, like this. Except for you don't pop out when you walk. You just sort of like bump into the edge.
Yeah, and it seems to be like person-sized holes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you're wandering along and then like boom, you're in a hole to your waist. You're like,
To avoid this particular glitch, if you're running around in mixed terrain, try to stay on the actual land part and avoid the water issue. Like, so in areas like this...
But you can't always go by that because the maps don't always match the actual...
Well, no, I mean, I'm not talking about the map. I'm talking about the terrain. If you stick to the actual dry land stuff, then you're not going to fall through. So it might be worth making a little trip out of your way to... What's the cat doing back there? I don't know. Cat's burrowing into the PS4 games. That's fun. It's worth taking a couple steps out of your way to avoid
falling in,
dropping in. Yeah, because depending on when the last time you autosaved is, you don't want to lose progress.
Autosave or manual save, you mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. So the other issue we had. Where are you compared to fast travels? Yeah, like how far are we from? Like you've just been roaming around, so who knows where we are?
Showing out where we got stuck.
Okay, so we're like.
I will head back to a fast travel if you want.
Crazy far from a fast travel.
I'm getting back there. That's fine.
Okay, hustle, mister. You can call Roach.
Oh yeah, Roach.
Also found if you're moving while you call your horse, he doesn't seem to come. You have to hold still, call him, and ta-da, he materializes.
Roach is awesome.
But also really cool. Okay, and we've got our nice trophy strapped to the side there. So.
Nothing but love with Roach.
Right? I hope something doesn't happen. Like later on, people are like, "You're gonna know, you lose your dog or horse." So.
Oh my god, hopefully that sucks.
We got them all gussied up with our. I don't know if it can get stuck with Roach in a bog. That would be another thing to test, I suppose.
But it doesn't take us long to get back.
Because we did. We the one that we got stuck in, Roach was 5 feet away from us. Did he come help us? No, no, he just stood there. We whistled at him,
flipping his tail,
thinking, okay, maybe if
throw me a roach. Yeah, throw me a rope, Roach. And he's like, nope.
He's like, I'm good.
I'll
be over here. Down over here. This is the issue.
This?
No.
Tell me what.
Yeah, down this way.
This?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Well, hold. Yes.
Okay.
So this is a thing we discovered. I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought it was down around this way.
You're running this show.
I'm not running this show. sort of.
What are you looking for?
Let me see. The shopkeeps that disappeared.
Oh, okay. Was that down here? I didn't think they were down here.
Well, hold on. Let me take a look at the map real quick. Any rate, another glitchy thing we discovered was, it was along the coastline here. These little.
There is no shopkeepers there.
Let me look around the map. You talk.
Okay.
It wasn't over
amongst
here.
yourself. I like Gwent. I like Gwent a lot.
That's what we will do a show of Gwent, but we'll have to do the whole.
That's a good idea. We do one of like nothing but Gwent.
Please, yes.
Oh, God.
Nothing but Gwent.
Yeah.
All day long. No, I'm pretty
Dude, we've
sure.
been busy. I just realized all these little dots and stuff we've got on the map. Wow.
So for by the by reference, this is our sort of game.
Yeah.
And all of this discovery, all of this roaming around.
If you can't figure that out, then yeah.
Then you don't know us at all, I guess. I'm trying to find. Okay. We were going along, and when we opened up this area, I thought we opened.
There's not many. There's only the one shopkeeper here, and by this one, and that guy is the quartermaster.
He's a quartermaster, so he's for sure there.
He definitely shows up.
But I remember we walked along a coastline, right, and opened up. Maybe it was Ferry Station.
Go check that out.
That might be it.
I don't see any shopkeepers there, but give it a shot.
But that was part of the issue. They were showing up, we talked to them, and they weren't there.
Yeah, and that's in that situation, what happened was there's a merchant on the map who, if you click on him and go to him, it's got the option to talk to him, but when you talk to him, like you say, show me your wares, and it doesn't actually show up, right?
Yeah, it just closed out.
Yeah, it just closed out the window. And the weird thing on one of them, when you walk up to him, he was one character model. Mm-hmm. When you said, show me your wares, it loads over to a different guy, the dude with the glasses. Yeah.
And then it just logs you out.
And then he reverts when it kicks you out.
And then you just kick out and you're not talking to anybody and you're just standing there going, huh. But it happened, I think you're right, it was this ferry station. And there were like 2 or 3 shopkeeps. Like we opened up, we cleared out abandoned villages.
Yeah.
And they showed up and then...
Well, none of the glitches we've run into so far, as long as we're talking about the glitches, which, I mean, compared to how much time we've sunk into this game, are pretty infrequent. So we're not trying to rag on quality control here.
Not at all.
But, like, none of the ones we've run into so far have been really game-breaking or anything like that. We've only had one that caused us to revert a save, and that was the dropping into the swamp and not being able to get out.
But we were able to salvage that one.
Well, yeah, we just loaded our old save game, and that was it.
No, I mean, it loaded us back still in the hole, but we were able to somehow get out at that point. Yeah. So for some reason, like, seriously, we spent 5 minutes, tried to get out, reloaded our last checkpoint, and it was us still standing in the hole, but we were able to squeegee our way out that time. Yeah. So, just keep trying, I guess, and watch out for bogs. Watch out for bogs. There's your cure for the blacksmith, specifically the black bow blacksmith. Mm-hmm. For some reason has whatever his glitch is, because you can specifically and
yes,
find that online. And then that whole, I don't think we've really seen that with any of the other quests. The Crookback Bog seems to be and it's not just one part of the quest; it's a long quest line because it's a main story.
We got a yellow.
This dude.
Let's talk to this guy.
Well, he's gonna probably yell at us about.
No, he's got a quest open. Let's see what he says.
Yell at us about killing his village or whatever.
No, he's good.
See?
And there's a bunch of aldermen. This is a totally different alderman.
It's a different one?
Yeah.
He looks the same.
Well, I'll tell you where. One of yous came here, ate his fill for 2 days while he thunked things over.
Thunked things?
Then he says he'd do us a favor and kill our monster. What's your price? I asked. But he said he wanted no coin, for he saw we'd none to offer.
It doesn't sound like
so
a real
then
witcher.
I was going to say also, awfully noble. Oh my gosh, is it that guy?
Oh my gosh.
There's this character that keeps popping up, and all he does, he like challenges us to a fight, and he's trying to impress a girl. It's silly.
She says, I'll kill the horse and...
Go on.
Full girl wept that some beast was gonna kill the witcher dead. He howling for a mutant, I said. Then she told me bugger had bewitched her with his evil eye.
Evil
seduced her, and that were to be his prize. A witch Witcher's bastard.
Oh. Yeah, by the by.
Yeah.
Just as a...
If he's really a Witcher, you don't have a thing to worry about. We can't sire children.
Thank the gods any more of yous and we'd be lost. This one he beguiled.
And not in a creepy way like that.
Yeah.
Strain. That was...
Tell me where he is.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of this for you.
Cemetery. Went there to slay the monster. Hope the corpse eater guts that fornicated
Fornicating freak.
Well, we totally gotta do
Where
that.
are
I'll
we?
go ahead and mark this here. I went to this one town here because I thought this
Yeah, what
might
is
be
this
the one
one
with
town?
the,
I'm asking. I
in
didn't look. You traveled without my noticing.
Lindenvale,
Lindenvale.
yeah. We can do that later,
Pull out
but...
I want to see where we are. Okay. Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
No,
Over there
mainly I
by
wanted to check out
Lurch.
the shopkeeper here and see if that was one of the ones that was giving us problems.
I'm gonna say no,
I don't
no,
think so.
because
I
it
don't think he
wasn't
was
a long.
inside.
No, because this is their,
Yeah.
they're in. So obviously, but guess what he can do? Oh, that's right. He doesn't have Gwent.
Wouldn't mind the look of your stuff.
How could he possibly run his place? Oh, by the by, is that our stuff that we need? There's the mandrake.
No.
Yes, it is.
Mandrake cordials? You want to
We
do
don't
that?
need. You don't need
I'm
to
not gonna
grab
buy-
it.
I got plenty
We
for
have
now.
plenty of the mandrake. So mandrake cordial and cherry cordials end up being really difficult to find.
Raspberry juice. Totally buying this for some
Okay,
reason.
fine. Whatever. They're very hard to find. We need it for the Dwarvenale, no, White Gull.
Yeah, to make white gold, one
Which
of the
is
reagents for
which
the
is
alchemy.
it's part of the alchemy thing. You should no.
Well, speaking of which, we're not going to walk through this quest right now,
No.
but
I was gonna. Where's the? Go ahead.
basically we were talking about things that we wish we knew when we started the game.
Okay.
And one of those was the magic, which we didn't really mess with for the first half of the game, but then once we got into it, we found out it was super, super helpful.
Now that's not true. Now I loved Igni from the get-go. Somebody else was not as fond of it.
Okay, let's
so
just walk through it here. So
he didn't spend a lot of points, but then later he found out it was actually really awesome.
pretty much all of them are really helpful.
Oh
So
yeah.
Quen is like the
A
go-to
shield.
standard. It puts up a little shield that lets you get hit and not take damage for one shot. It is invaluable, especially when you're trying to tackle stuff that's higher than your level.
You should go to the page.
Okay. Yurden
Well-
is... I'd rather just show off what
Oh.
they do. Yurden is... It puts up a... hold on, there we go. It puts up like a field here. You see those little purple markers? And anybody inside the field... Well, for the ghostly creatures, you're actually able to hit them when they're in the field. So a lot of guys like
wraith,
moon wraiths...
A wraith you wouldn't be able to hit. They're just like a ghost, and you whiff through them until
Yeah.
you put this up, and
Until
then
you get
can
them in the
actually
field.
materialize them.
You can also use moon dust bombs for the same effect, and that'll keep them material longer and anywhere. But this is super, super helpful in general. Like,
And these all start as like you get a little shield or you get a little ring, and then you upgrade them, which is what he'll show. That's
Yeah.
after he leaves this, he can show you the. Are you doing Igni now?
yeah, Igni is the fire one. You can just the default one is just sort of this fan of flames that can hit multiple creatures, set them on fire, and it does a little bit of DOT on them. You can improve it so that it does more status, it melts armor, it does all sorts of fun stuff.
That's what I wanted to show you.
So it's really cool.
They start out small and axie. Oh, axie you get to mind control people. That's really fun.
By default, it'll just stun
Initially-
people, but once you
no,
improve it,
Well, initially, it's helpful when you're talking.
Yeah,
Axie's better to get
conversations.
earlier on because there's a couple of times we had to sort of take a different action
Yeah.
when we were chatting with NPCs with stuff.
being able to use it in dialogue is especially helpful.
Because you can sort of persuade them, no, you don't have to kill me and I don't have to kill you, just do this instead.
It generally leads to kind of more beneficial outcomes, and also you get XP whenever you do it. So
investing in Axie a little bit earlier would
Yeah.
have probably been good.
also it really helps out whenever you're fighting humans, bandits or
But you have to
marauders or
upgrade
raiders
it.
or whatever. Once you've upgraded
once you
it,
upgrade it, you can mind control them to fight each other, which is
so when
really
you've got a
fun.
large group of enemies, they're all fighting each other instead of you. It makes it a heck of a lot easier to manage.
What is killing all these animals?
I don't know. I'm gonna say dysentery.
Stop! You know you're looking for that bear. Look.
What
So
bear?
will you look at the skills? Show them there's more that these are the ones we've picked, and then Ard you use to open door like blast open doors.
It
and
blasts
move.
open doors. It's a telekinetic kind of wave that knocks people down, but doesn't usually do damage unless you have it extremely leveled.
If you level it up.
The big thing about Ard is it helps in two very specific situations. Bandits riding horses First off,
right.
if you ard them, it knocks them off the horse, and you can walk over and one-shot them while they're on their backs.
We were doing Igni for that. Does Ard work too?
Yeah, Ard's kind of the way to go on that one. Ard also works there. It's got a longer range or whatever. It's super helpful there. The other thing is flying guys, griffins and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
If you do Ard on them, it's got a nice big cone. It'll knock them out of the sky, and you get a lot of free shots while they're floundering around trying to get up. So all
it gives
of these,
a little stun.
Yeah.
Also, it's helpful. There's some doors that are blocked that you can't get in, but you can hit it hard and it'll knock.
It'll open
it up. Also, we've had a couple times where we were trying to loot something and ended up we couldn't get to it because there was scrap in front of it basically, and you just hit the ard and it would break up the nonsense that was in the way.
Yeah.
So that was just. Those are just helpful things. Can you now show the thingy?
What do you want to see?
The listing. The does are running. Character.
What listing?
Character.
Oh, here's the skills, yeah.
And this is a whole other thing. And we won't get into it unless somebody requests us to get into it. But basically, you've got different types of signs
Here's
available.
where you pick your skill tree. We're super committed to the magic ones because we seem to get more bang for your buck there.
We started out not really...
yeah. Some of these brown ones are actually helpful early in the game.
Early on, because it gave you an extra... We took those early on, and they're only one point, as opposed to the blue ones, which give us... You can take them up 1, 2, 3 levels.
This one in particular, the Sun and the Stars, is really helpful at low levels when you're playing on higher difficulties, because there's no other way to easily regen your life. And when you don't have that much vitality to begin with, since it's a static amount, this really bumps up your life quickly.
And then the extra 500 early on can help out also. On
really
the other
helpful.
hand.
Later on in the game, not so helpful, but that's okay. Eventually you can also buy a potion that lets you respec. So if you take this early on, you can switch it around and dump it wherever you want down the road. Yeah.
The red one was another one we had early on because...
Well, still like this one. This is basically combat damage.
Right. There's nothing wrong with it. But that was one of the... I'm saying those were our first three sort of help us get through the first early levels.
Yeah.
But then we really got into our magics, which these guys were super helpful. And for some reason, the things on the side there, show the mutagen things.
Oh yeah, these little guys?
Those are mutagens. You get the larger... excuse me. You get the greater blue from... And you can use greater or less. Can you show the... I don't know where the mutagens are.
I'll show you.
Not to make them, but where are they?
The best.
Not where are they, though. No, not that. Any rate.
It shows how we got 32
You have a listing
ones.
of them. Any rate. Character. I was showing them the character. You can look at it.
If you want to see it in the character, it's under...
That's what I was trying to find. In the character. The tab that shows the mutagens. There's a... Okay, whatever. Isn't it that one down? Yeah. There's your various mutagens that you get. Brr, brr, brr. We ended up with... I don't know why all of the mobs we fought were blue, practically.
Blue and green. Reds, comparatively, there's very few guys that drop red.
So
blue and green are very common.
And it's not like all drowners drop blue and all wolves drop green.
Mm-hmm.
It varies. There was, what was it? I think it was Neckers, or I think dropped blue and green for some reason. So anyway, blue or green, depending. Any rate, so it's not like you can find a specific... I mean, I'm sure you can, but whatever. But we were getting a ton of blue, so we made up the blues. It worked very nicely for this set of signs because those happen to be our favorites now.
Mm-hmm.
The flamethrower one was not as awesome as one might think.
No, yeah, you'd figure, but no, it was kind of garbage.
It's okay. Maybe if you... I don't know.
Going forward, I think I'm going to load into some of the combat a little bit heavier.
But anyway,
that's
that we can talk more about this stuff if somebody wanted, just request it.
But that is basically all the glitches we run into in Richer so far. Glitcher, I guess.
Oh, don't even. Now, where's you're not near? Are you near? Stop.
I love that Netflix show. So fun.
Are we near a shop? Are we near Alchemy or Herbalist?
No, you want to go to an herbalist?
Well, or alchemy, or somebody that sells alchemy stuff. Alchemical things.
Do that. Let's see.
Not without traveling. Do you have to go very far?
First.
And everything about this, it's an... How old is this game now?
It's like 4 years.
4 years, I think?
It's not new, but it's nice.
It looks really amazing.
It looks incredible.
The music is super awesome and fun. Oh, and back to, if you've seen the Netflix series, you will find parts in this. You're like, oh yeah, that happened. I know the story they're talking about. They're little references. There's not... You need to neither play this game nor watch the Netflix series to do the other.
Yeah.
However, if you do the Netflix series, which occurs prior to this by, I think it's 10 years before happens.
Yeah.
This time period. And then play this game.
Yeah.
The Netflix series is a prequel to this. So you will enjoy both. But and if you start playing this and you're like, this is really cool, I want to see the series, watch the series. Coming out, we're getting a second series. So
yeah,
that's
second season.
Awesome. Hello, Princess.
Henry Cavill is incredible. Well, Princess is the name of the goat.
So, this is our buddy, the hello.
White wolf, wise wolf. What is it the wolf needs?
Yes.
And you're looking for
a necklace of...
Could use a few potion.
Oh, the chicken feet? Yeah.
What you got?
Feet. That's what I need. So, here's, for example, go show your Papa, yeah.
Wow, we need a bunch of his stuff.
Well, there you go. So here's different things you can make. You can close this page out. These are the substances, like your basic, alcohol and
this is like, well, the mutagens for one, and also some other components of the others.
I don't think you can buy mutagens. You have to craft those from. Yeah. They drop from monsters, and these other things. There's the vitriol.
Yeah.
The vitriol, see there, it uses that white gold. The white gold you need to get cherry cordial and mandrake cordial.
Yep.
And we found one shopkeep that actually sold 5 each of both of those, which was super helpful. It took us a long time to find somebody that sold that.
Yeah, it's worth picking those up, even though they're kind of expensive. It's worth picking those up. Maybe they'll be available easier later in the game. We'll see. But
like the vitriol, you make it yourself and you use it as a component toward these things. And these are the decoctions, the oils, and the bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And basically you take pieces that you pick off of other... There's nothing you can... Okay, like this. Okay. Oh, no, that's a drop again, I think.
Wait, well, we're not missing any. Obviously, if there was something we were missing that we could have gotten, we would have gotten it by now.
I suppose that's true. But he has a lot of cool
we
stuff.
Tend to really...
Specifically...
We jumped into alchemy with both feet.
We do like it. But say you wanted to make... say you want... Okay, look at... Go down. I want to see if they're... Not fast. No.
Take it.
Ay. Okay, so this. We need a white gold. But we don't have the parts that we need. But the white gold... On all of these, that's all we're going to need is white golds?
Yeah.
Oh, this is... Okay, I'm sorry we don't have a good example for you. Our listeners, because...
Make a white gold and just make one of those.
Yeah, no, but what I was trying to show was the whole...
What you're missing? There's
right.
that go down one.
This one.
Yeah, not that we should, but yeah, see,
So he has this. I mean, no, we need this to make this item.
Yeah.
Makaman spirit.
We need to.
So we go to the shop and see, does he have...
I think more bars usually have this.
Probably, because it's a spirit.
Yeah.
But we could go here and be like, okay, he's got this, so I can buy it and then go back over to the alchemy and make it.
Yeah,
and
all in one stop.
While we're talking to him. And you don't have to
through
log out,
menus.
write down, okay, I need 2 of these and 1 of these, and then you close that menu, then go over and talk to him and jibba jabba, get to his menu, go through, buy his stuff. I mean, it's right here, boom.
Yeah.
You need it, here it is. Oh, you should buy some stuff while we're here.
That's what I came,
Well, since we're here, he's going to do this, but not while we're chatting with you guys. When we're done, he sells these guys get...
a lot of
can
patterns
get kind of
for
pricey,
runestones and
but
stuff.
you just keep getting these, and then you can have them made
Craft
for
them
you.
later. Yep.
I started to say, this guy, he I can't just back out.
He doesn't want to Gwent with me either.
Oh, that jerk. If you finish up the quest for him, help him find Princess, he cuts you a deal on his prices too. So before you go stocking up, that's why we're so fond of Princess, because A, it's this little kitty right here, and it's B, that goat out there.
There's the goat. See Princess the goat?
There's Princess the goat. That's what I was talking to, not you.
I don't think you can't actually interact with Princess the goat.
That's unfortunate.
We have to actually find Princess the goat.
So, let's see.
But
I think we've covered the game itself, love it, love it, love it, and it is obviously just our sort of thing.
Yep.
It is amazing. The load screens can get pretty big, but hello, it's a whole ginormous world that it's keeping track of. So kudos, and it's beautiful and sounds. Like I said, the music's great. The quests are great. Some are. Oh, he's getting stuck on the. Some of the stories are really funny and goofy, and
quests are good.
And sometimes you have to make those choices where it's like, do I really want to kill this guy or this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, kill them both. Whatever. I don't know.
But there you go. Check it out. Witcher 3 is amazing.
Yes, do it. For.
It's pretty affordable. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's readily available. Go ahead and grab the whole. We haven't.
You want to get the DLC, even though we haven't played the DLC yet.
I was going to say we haven't done it, but I'm sure that that'll be like amazing.
Yes, you could definitely spare a coin for your Witcher.
Oh gosh. Okay, fine. On that, we're gonna leave now. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.
Bye.